Let's start off with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Jenny, you want to start off with roll call?
Nelson,
Here.
Porter, absent. Reed,
Here.
Smith, here. Sullivan,
Here.
Walden.
Here. Okay. Let's start off by, need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the last committee meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Nelson,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Sullivan,
Yes.
Walden.
Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and open it up for public comments. If anybody has anything they want to address, talk about. All right. Let's go to Ron Layton. It's all yours, Ron.
Okay, so let's start with the water treatment plant project. 2 meetings ago, like a month ago at this meeting, you had a special meeting and approved the bids. All of that paperwork has been submitted to EPA. The last meeting you approved a new amended borrowing ordinance, and there's a 30-day comment period for that after it's published, so that'll be probably the first week in November before that 30 days is up. And they may not issue a loan offer until they get that. I have seen them issue a loan offer contingent upon that being provided, but I guess we'll find out. The bids are good for 90 days, so I don't think we have any big concerns there. We've acted pretty quickly, so it's just kind of a waiting game for the water treatment plant, waiting for that loan agreement to come. The sewer project, the crews continues to work on that. Ramiro met with our guy Ramiro met with the contractor today, and I think they're going to be out to do some road patching, not next week, but the following week, hopefully.
Go like that.
Good, yes. A lot of streets have been torn up, for sure. And that'll be for both the sewer and the water main projects that have both been going on simultaneously. There will be a routine and monthly pay request from the contractor, Petersburg, for the sewer project. And the net amount due on that is $278,603.57. That's 278,603.57. And then the water main and water and lead service line replacement project. We have 2 invoices for that. Monthly pay requests for the water main portion, which the water main is all installed now. The physical pipe. Now there's patching and grading, seeding stuff that still needs to happen. So for the water main portion, there are 2 different loans, so we have 2 different pay requests. The water main loan, the contractor request is $92,430.47. That's 92430.47. And then for the lead service line work, it'll be $86,182.57. That's 86182.57. And then I mentioned at the council meeting that the contractor, so the the contract is due to be up at the end of this month for the water main and lead service line work. However, and they're close to being done with all of the lead service lines that are designated on the plans having a location, and then we had an allowance of locations to be determined. And so the contractor has requested a time extension in order to be able to complete those. He says he should be able to complete at least the service lines by the end of this year, but then there would be grading, seeding, and possibly some additional road patching that would need to be done in the spring. So he's asking for an extension until June 30th of 2025. So we will present a formal change order to be approved at the next meeting.
Did we do something like that the last meeting, or was that something else?
So I talked about this at the last meeting. I know that we didn't approve a time extension change order. I think we approved a change order for some sewer
Maybe that
project
was what it was.
quantities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
That's perfect.
and with this change order, we will, since the water main pipe installation is done, we're gonna try to reconcile quantities as much as we can, and because there's a bunch of quantities we haven't used, so we're gonna credit those back. And then there's some things that have been done that weren't included in the original. There's some line stops that have been done to accommodate the conditions in the field and make sure we didn't have to take pressure, cut the pressure in any areas and require a boil order. So I think there's more offsetting deducts than there are additions, but I don't have an exact number for you right this minute.
That's fine.
Does anybody have any questions on those projects?
That 270,000, what was that for again?
The 270.
It's the disbursement payment.
Oh,
There, okay.
Yeah, 278,603.
that must be the sewer project. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I know, I asked you last month, the water treatment plant, they're not gonna break ground on that till next year, so the loan stuff won't really affect that as long as it gets done over the winter. But weren't the bids kind of assuming that it was gonna be spring or summer before they start work, so,
For the water treatment plant.
yeah, so if they're only 90-day bids, does that take into consideration that the work wouldn't start for 6-7 months?
Yeah, so I mean, they'll be able to order materials, and there's a number of things they'll be able to do right away. A lot of it is the kinds of materials and equipment take a long time to get. So a lot of it is more the equipment delivery time in some cases than it is the actual construction work. But no, I don't expect any real work to begin until next spring probably, or late in the winter.
But
Make
we should be good on the bids.
So the 90 days, we got bids maybe a month ago or so. The bids are still good for then 2 more months, let's say.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty optimistic that we'll get a loan offer and be able to sign contracts before the 90 days is up. And then they'll have 450 days to complete the work.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't wanna have to bid it out a third time.
No.
Cool. Alright, anybody have any other questions for Ron or anything?
Thank you, Ron.
Alright, thanks, Ron. Mark, we'll go ahead and turn the floor over to you.
Yeah, so the subdivision, if you've kind of drove past there, in the past couple weeks, things have really started to kind of get finished up, I would say. So concrete's finished, backfilling of the dirt is finished, waiting, rocks being hauled in right now. Getting the rock back up to the concrete grade, and so we're in good shape. For getting ready for winter, I guess per se. Ameren is kind of scheduled. They've said somewhere around 2 weeks out they would be there to start putting in electrical. Haven't got a confirmation on gas yet when they're going to install gas. I am planning on having it seeded before Ameren is there to seed it and straw before Ameren shows up, because I want to make sure that we get straw down right next to the road. So like I said in the previous meeting, so water doesn't wash the mud down on the new concrete and whatnot. We will still get some of that, but that's the kind of where things are at. So I do have a pay request for the for Ballinger Concrete, and so it's $46,509.40, and then also for their dirt work, $6,600. And before the council meeting, I'm certain I'll have some rock numbers and invoices for those, but I don't have that yet. So, but I'd like this pay request to be on the next agenda for sure.
I did hear from Abby, and we will make the interest payment. That was the plan, make the interest payment for this year. But it won't be until December, and she'll have that number for us in time for the December council meeting. So that's a good thing. But she did talk to myself, that she was going to talk to Angel.
All right. Any questions for Mark? Anybody? All right.
It's a little bit about the subdivision. I'm going to talk about it on Thursday. Candy is going to go with me as well. Selena is unable to go, so that's one of the things that we're going to focus on with Assumption, or economic development, or Christian County Economic Development meeting, the pillars. So look forward to it.
All right.
I'll have some folders too. Janet gave me 2. You might give me 3. All right, that's all I got. I got nothing else.
Okay. Dana, are you gonna fill in for water?
I thought he was coming, so I don't know if you want to move water to the end or something until.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay.
Darren, we'll go ahead and skip over to streets and.
Streets, all right, yep. We did some oiling and seal coating there. We only did a small amount. And like I said, we cut back because most of the roads are tore up, so we'll have to do more elaborate program next year probably to see where we're at. The leaf back program, you might post that again, the dates, let everybody know. It's October or something, October 28th through November 26th.
Do you want us to post for help too, or part
No,
time?
not yet.
Okay.
No, I mean, Dana and I did it all last year anyway.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
You might just when you post for the leaf back, you might also remind people that when we're doing that, we don't do any limbs or anything.
Probably should remind them the burn dates too, cause I saw 3 different. I saw 3 people burning limb piles Monday and Wednesday. So,
Darren, are those leaves, they go out front, right?
Yes, they go on the front.
Not the
As
alley.
close to the road as you can get them, not in the bottom of the ditch, up on the top side so we can get to them.
Okay.
The more that you follow the rules, the more we can get going on it, so yeah. Yeah, that's about all I got.
I just have 2 things. One, the fire department on Thursday asked if they could use the dump for a crash simulation. Oh, they're just going to have a car out there.
You've done it before, that's fine.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's
Yeah.
perfect. I just want to bring that
Yep.
up. And then I told him I'd bring it up. I know there's nothing that we can really do about it, but you know where LePews lives, that road that goes out to like Petersburg? Well, they had complained about with the dust coming up, but I mean, it's kind of, I think it's brought up under when Roger was here, but there's like no underbase. I mean, it's not like a road we can oil. It's like the
No,
old where like
no.
Oak Street continues on.
There's a base there, but if you oil it, you're not gonna do any good because they track it right back down across the top of it.
That's
They
true.
bring the mud from the top back down, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a never-ending cycle. You can oil it and chip it and it'll be good for 3 days until it rains or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And track back across it, and then it just starts dusting back
Yeah,
up.
they've called up here and they've messaged me. And I went
It's
and
super
talked
dry,
to them.
it's really dusty.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's something I had told them, and
Yeah.
but it's like I just don't think that there's really anything we can do.
I mean, you could look at putting like some 1-inch clean rock on it or something, but it won't take long and they'll be
It'll
dragging
be
mud
gone.
across it again, so
Yeah.
it's the same thing. I mean, it's a bad
I know.
situation,
Yeah,
but there's no good answer for it. I mean, just keeping it watered down is
watered
the main
down.
thing.
Yeah,
And there actually is there's some kind of chemical out there that is a dust suppressant that Petersburg could probably look into that lasts longer than water.
yeah.
There's something out there, I don't know the name of it, but I know it's used at quarries and stuff like that, so.
Could they run that black tarp that you see sometimes along there would that do any good to keep the dirt from coming down on the road? You know, like where you see them along construction sites.
It's not the dirt, it's when they drive up on the hill and dump. I mean, it's backed all
so
up in the
there's
tires
tracking.
and, yeah, it's all up under the truck on the tires between the duals and
Yeah.
all that, so.
Yeah, nothing you can do about that.
No, there's really not. I mean,
I don't have a good answer.
no, I mean when I drove all the way down to the track. I mean, I was stirring up dust. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast.
I'm sure if there was a good answer, they would know. They would already do it.
Or we would, yeah.
Yeah, or we'd take care of it.
Take care,
It's
yeah.
just
That's all I have. I have nothing else for streets.
Have we done anything with the computer?
Yep,
Still
actually
looking?
bought one at Best Buy. I bought the same spec computer and monitor that CTI had for $1,900. I got it for $12 at Best Buy, so,
Good deal.
yep. So I've got it, haven't got it hooked up yet, put together, but got it.
All right, thanks, Darren. Police,
No, I mean we have had 0 applicants. Chief Hale is working with us. We do need to kind of discuss about the tasers.
Thank you.
Hey, Ron.
thanks, Rob.
I will say Brett Shearer and Scott Woods is helping as well. We did kind of corner the police chief down at Pana. He is retiring, but he's not interested. You know, and I don't blame him. You know, he's gonna because he's gonna help with the new chief once he does retire after the first of the year. So, with that being said, do you want to spend? What is it, $200 some odd to? There's just nothing but a police website that posts jobs, and it's like $250 some.
$256.
$256.
Just like a one-time fee.
No,
Yeah.
60 days.
I think yeah. We can go ahead. I've looked on it. I mean, there's quite a few different things from Illinois. It's on there. I think, but they don't do all 50 states. I know Illinois, Texas, maybe Indiana. That was made. There's only like 5, so we can. You go ahead and do that. We're still looking, but well, like I said, comes down, helps us out. But we do need to decide because Chief Hale does want an answer, and I told him, I said, I think that it's going to be a yes because, you know, that we would want to go through with this since it's a matching grant. We will make the payment. We will need to make a November payment, so that has to be on the agenda, but I think it's a good thing for us and for the community. There will be payments made over from November 24 all the way through November 28. The first payment would be $9,411.60. That is without the tax, of course, so. And then in 25, it'll be $1,320.90 for the rest of the duration. We do have more COVID money that's in there for the police, so. I don't have an exact dollar amount, but that's all I have, and I think it's a great thing.
Where's the new vehicle status? Because it was still.
So I talked to Brian about that on Saturday, and he said they're still working on it. He said it should be done very, very quickly, and they will bring it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't know
said
if
we
they
won't need to.
called you or-
No, I fear they'll probably call Janet, but he said they would bring it down because I said if I need to go get it or something, Dana go with me. But no, he said they'll bring it down. So.
What are we gonna do with it while nobody's driving it?
Well, there's been some things that we've thought of, but we'll tell you afterwards.
Fair enough. Works for me.
Water
Yeah.
collector can drive it.
Water collector.
There you go.
Yeah, driving around and shut off
Yeah.
people.
Alright, let's go ahead and move on to park then.
I don't have anything for park. I called Wareham and let them know everything was approved, and she was going to get in contact with me whenever they got everything in and set up a time to come over and get stuff hooked up. We have been having issues, which I thought I had taken care of, but now that kid has focused on some other issues, so we'll see. But his dad was extremely apologetic and very nice whenever I talked to him, so.
Alright.
But I just ran back there and called Jack, and he's not gonna be able to make it. He wanted me just to let you guys know that we did have an EPA inspection today. He went over some things with us at the water plant that he's wanting us to add to our monthly water report. It's fairly simple stuff. And then he did an inspection at the plant. We went to the water towers and to the wells. And he did chlorine samples here and at Kimmer. Everything went good. And we are going to be sending out a cross-connection survey. They need to be sent out every 3 years. So that's gonna be coming soon. Everybody's gonna be getting a survey. And all they have to do is fill it out and drop it back in the mail, or just drop it in the drop box here. And that's all he had.
Who did the samples? Jack did or
No,
Scott?
the EPA.
Oh, the EPA.
Yeah, the EPA guy did. Yeah.
Are we still utilizing Scott
No.
Myers?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess
Jack,
not, I mean,
Jack, okay.
yeah, we're
It
still
was
using
just that first
Jack,
week.
Just
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I talked to Scott Saturday, and he said that he's only been used twice,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I said, well, if you're done, turn in a bill, but he just wanted to wait and see in case Jack
Okay.
had any more issues or anything, so.
Okay, well, good.
Dana, do we have to wait on results for those tests, or does that test?
It was just, no, he was just doing it right there, just the
Okay.
chlorine to see, cause we have to go to a couple different distribution places in town that don't have like the most flow,
Okay.
you know, like areas of town they call them.
Alright, any other subdivision stuff other than what Mark covered? Okay. Finance, I don't have anything, Derek. you?
Well, you know, kind of put it on everybody's radar. A decision does not need to be made until absolute latest is October of 25. And this was, so I've talked to some mayors, and this was also pushed at the IML conference. Is what you want to do with that 1% sales tax. Like the state will make it go away, but then each municipality can have that right to install it. The absolute latest is October of 25 to have that done. Some municipalities are waiting until after the election to debate it. It was like 33% across the board. There's a third that said, yes, we've already done it, you know, to get it taken care of. And then there's some that's like, well, we're going to kind of maybe do it a little bit now. But I'm going to say this, it would probably hurt. I mean, we get about $200,000 in sales tax. If we were to lose that 1%, let's just say 20,000, it would probably hurt us. I think that we should do it. You know, I don't see it. I mean, if you want to wait to see after how petitions go, things of that nature, but I think it should be done. Absolute latest is October 25 because that's when it's got to get sent into the Department of Revenue. But then it'll take effect January 1st of 26 is when this will start. So if we're good, you know, this fiscal year will be good part of next fiscal year, but put it on your radars because some municipalities are already hammering it now. I mean, there's bigger cities like Decatur, Champaign, Springfield. I mean, they're going to lose millions on it. Like for us, I'm just taking 1% of 200,000. 20,000 it's a lot. I mean, that'll.
You
So,
and I talked about
Yeah,
it.
we have. It's just something I think we need to put it on our radar. And I say earlier the better. I don't have a problem with it.
I honestly don't have a problem with just doing it now and be done with it.
Yeah.
What exactly is it? I didn't.
So in the budget that the governor had signed for July, he took out the 1% sales tax for basically what municipalities get. I mean, they play politics with it. They could say it's like a tax decrease, but then they throw it onto municipalities, and if municipalities install it back, then they could say, oh, well, you're raising our taxes again. That's where, you know, bigger communities are like, you know, tiptoeing it. So anyway,
Grocery tax.
it is the grocery tax is what it is. And so anyway, each municipality has to decide on whether or not they want to reinstate that. So, but we have until, municipalities have until October of 2025 to decide.
So basically what we're voting to do is just continue the
Just
tax
continue.
that's already been collected for years.
Yes.
They just in an election year decided to be clever about it and basically
Yeah, it is,
kick
yeah.
it
It
down
doesn't
the road.
change anything?
It does not change anything what you're buying right now.
Nope.
It does not change your tax.
You've
No.
been paying it for, I
You've been
think
paying
that
it for
1%'s
years.
been there for 2 decades. I
Yeah.
thought, So.
It does not affect anything with our special 1% that goes for the sewer. No.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Me personally, I would rather just do it and be done with it. So it's one less thing to
One less
debate,
thing to worry about.
hassle with.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I feel about
I'll
that.
tell the attorney we'll get.
Ken?
And IML has basically an ordinance already set. We just gotta kind of fill in some blanks. So.
Do we want to put it, have him check it out, maybe?
I'll have him check it out. We'll put it on the agenda if everything goes good for November.
Okay. If not, we do it in December?
You wanna do it in December?
No, I mean, if he doesn't have.
Oh,
to
yeah,
pay
yeah,
for it.
okay, yeah, that's fine. Then the next thing, I mean, I don't see an issue with this, but this person, and I can show you the text message, she's been hounding, I should use the word hound because I got in trouble for that on Facebook. She has been, persuasive to me since 22 about a food truck being used in her neighborhood. She is the only person in that neighborhood that has complained. I see no issue with it. I know every time that Joni has had it, Joni has came to me and said, like when we had that storm and knocked out the power, she asked me if I could do it, and I said, yeah, I don't see a problem with it. I think that's a great thing. Nobody was eating. The other time was that she was supposed to go out in front of Salone's, but we had a big rain, and so there was water standing. She asked me, and I said, I don't see a problem with it. But then and then yesterday she posted on Facebook that Joni was doing this for help with her daughter Mandy. And like I said, I don't see a problem with it. I did tell Joni, it's like so long as people don't really start clogging the roadways and everything. But
Did the residents say why they object to this food truck?
lowers the property values. There's really is nothing, and I can show you. She goes, her business next door is lowering property values. There's nothing on noise.
If she's running the food truck Monday through Friday, yes. If she's running it 5 times in the span of 4 years?
I mean,
3.
yeah,
Yeah, just 3.
three exactly.
Nobody complained about it when we didn't have power and she was providing food.
Well, she did, but I said I said tough. I ignored it. It shouldn't be like that, but.
It's 1 out of 1,100.
Yeah, nobody else said anything. That's why I posted, because it's like, you know what, this is, because, it's going around that, Joni called me and said this person was going to go around getting a petition and going to come to City Hall and say we need this. I was like, I don't see that happening. I really don't. And I think this is just kind of stems from one person, and I said I'll bring it up, but I just don't see the need for it. I think it's been.
We don't have anything right as far as the ordinance,
No.
About,
And it's not been, like I said, it's not been I think well over a year. Probably go back through my notes and see, but it's probably been over a year. And then, like I said, she was just. We did offer the park. Dana reached out to her, so that might be something we could do
Oh, it's nice of you, Dana,
down the
to do
road.
that.
Yeah,
I see no.
yeah. I see no.
I don't see it
no
causes a
reason.
traffic jam.
No.
And I know a particular neighbor that benefits from her being open.
Yeah.
And, they keep their place very nice,
Yeah, they
picked
do,
up.
yes,
It's not
yeah.
junky around there. I see no reason for these people to make a chance at making money and having a business.
Mhm.
As long as you don't operate it out of your driveway full time.
Yeah, and she said, and Joni said she will not do that.
Especially Vince and
Mm-hmm.
She's usually gone somewhere with that thing every day.
Yeah.
So it's not like,
I read it and I was just like, wow, this is.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
started at about 5:15 when I was getting too far. I was like, what in the world's going on at this end of town? Trying to enjoy my Columbus Day.
You can't say that anymore.
Wow, I know.
Alright, so, anybody have anything else for finance? Anything anybody wants to
No,
bring up?
I have nothing else.
Okay, administrative items, anything? Tanya?
Oh.
I don't know why we never add her on to.
Well, she's really with like water.
Technically you are one, okay.
Oh
Anything?
yeah, we gotta pay the insurance. This would be on the agenda. I think we're actually pretty good. I don't remember. I looked at the budget. I just don't remember how much I budgeted for. But it looks like it'll be about 50,000, 450.92 if we pay it by the 11th. I'm sorry, the 15th of November. Yeah, so $50,450.92. I think I put in 51,000 is what I budgeted, but I know we're doing pretty good.
Did we wanna talk or bring up any further about the insurance?
You can talk about it.
Well, I mean,
Well, I guess we'll ask you guys. I mean, you the employees is who I'm referring to. I mean, I know Dana. I think you're happy with the stipend that you get.
Yeah, I'm fine with how it is.
With
I
how
mean,
it is.
Yeah.
well, cause
But I don't have kids under my,
Yeah.
that I need to insure anymore.
were you at the council meeting?
No, she was.
Okay, so I know Darren, you weren't. Did you see so I talked to the insurance, one of the brokers from Decatur, and he said basically we could do an employee insurance program. It would be $750 a month for the employee to be covered, which obviously the city would pay that. And then it would be $750 to add a spouse. And then when you start adding kids, you're up in the couple grand a month range. But he said, if we had 5, figuring in police as well, 4 of the 5 would have to participate unless they were eligible or on their spouse's insurance. I mean, I think where it comes in is police.
Yeah,
We're gonna
you're
struggle having full-time police without insurance. But unless you and Darren and Jack, basically one of the 3 of you could opt out for any reason, we could still do it. You have to have 75% participation. So, I don't know, that's the numbers.
I'm happy with the stipend.
You're happy with it? Yeah.
I mean, if you have insurance, it's still 80/20.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no difference in any of it. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, because the only thing with the 750, you won't get taxed. You would actually get. Technically, it would be a little bit of a cost benefit because you're not getting taxed that extra amount towards your yearly income. But I don't know.
if you were looking at something like that, it'd be appreciated because it's never been raised, to help out with health insurance that we're buying.
Yeah. Well, and one of the options he mentioned was
That might be something that you look at on the police too.
Yeah.
More of a stipend than offering health insurance, because a lot of people there's so many variations with spouses out there working now.
yeah.
That's the whole thing. And
Yeah.
some of these guys you're looking at are retired anyway, so you don't know what their option is either, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even with that stipend, I'm still paying $300 a month
Yeah.
Well, because you'd
on
have
top of that,
Well, because you'd have full coverage at 0 cost. I mean, so you wouldn't get the stipend, but you
Mhm.
wouldn't have to pay the 300 above it. You'd have, and it was Blue Cross Blue Shield
Mhm.
insurance.
But the stipulation was Springfield
Yeah, it was.
Clinic, right?
Well, it wouldn't affect the employee. It would affect the city's cost. It was
Oh, yeah,
$750 for no Springfield Clinic, or $825 with Springfield Clinic. Because apparently one of the Blue Cross ones didn't go back in network, and that's the one that covers small municipalities, of course. Imagine that.
Currently Aetna is doing that now. They
Yeah.
broke ties with,
HSHS.
yes, HSHS.
Yeah,
So
I've got Aetna.
I don't know what insurance you.
Blue Cross.
You have Blue Cross Blue Shield, so can you go out of network?
I have to have it pre-approved before I can. Because like my 2 doctors I see at Springfield Clinic, apparently my policy isn't covered at Springfield Clinic, but they had to get pre-approval and they are.
And it did.
Yeah.
When was the last time that, we changed the amount for insurance stipend?
Oh, I think it's been set when Selena came on. I mean, I think even before then,
It's
for
from
years.
day one. It's never changed since day one. I
Oh,
think.
It's
wow.
never changed?
It's never changed. It's never been
Yikes.
increased.
Yeah.
You know the rates sure has.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys are both happy with the way it is, then we won't pursue checking with it because only one of the two of you, unless Jack was the one, could opt out, so.
Which
if you're-
Jack has, you know, he's got little ones, so, I mean, his would be a little different situation.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about the stipend then. We'll look at that, cause that was one of the options was the city would pay the $750 or $825, whichever we picked, and then look at a potential stipend for kids or
For- yeah.
spouses.
Yeah.
That was one of the other options. Okay.
So can we put that on the agenda for November?
I mean, do you want us to talk about raising it? Maybe we could.
Do we wanna talk about it at the city council meeting, or do we wanna wait and talk about it at a committee meeting, or do we wanna talk about it now? I mean, we don't have Angel here to bounce numbers
Yeah.
off of as
I was
far
just
as
wondering
what
if we
have.
could get it like discussed and, you know, maybe something by January 1.
Oh, I think we can do that. Yeah.
Not necessarily next month.
next
but,
month, but I think
you
we
know,
can have
take
something
it and
decided.
Wanna
look
do it
at-
on the committee next month rather than
Yeah, we
the
can
city
talk to.
council?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to go into. Yeah, we can discuss it in committee.
That's what.
It gives us a month to get everything rolling and a number.
I hate doing discussions.
It'll definitely help, you know, with
Yeah, not to
the,
go too long.
Get
you know,
officer.
police.
I mean, if you're looking at
Help
at the officer side also, if you're looking at all that too, at one time when Mayor Dust was here, I had a proposal for life insurance for the employees also, and it was a low-cost deal through a group, it's out of Diamond Brothers out of Taylorville. But it went across no ground, so that's another, I mean, it was,
Attraction,
yeah, and
that's
it
another
was
attraction.
to cover everybody with a certain dollar amount, I can't remember that, it was only $2,000-3,000 a year, everybody was covered for
You
a
remember
smaller part of
what-
life
why it
insurance. And the employee could buy more if they wanted to, one of those situations.
Attach, yeah.
And when you left, you could take it with you
Yep.
and continue on or whatever, but it was like might have been a $50,000 or $75,000 policy, and it covered, at the time, there's, I think, 7 of us or something on there.
That's a good point to look into as a benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at stuff to attract your police department, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Well, cause
And you
it
guys,
came up specifically that's, you know,
Yeah. I mean, we kind of got
Brian
taken
said
to the
that's
woodshed.
that's why basically we
There's some of
left.
it, yeah.
The health insurance is,
Yeah. No, I agree.
and the Christmas party.
We're gonna have a Let's have a Christmas party. I mean, you know, we didn't
We have
use
to
the whole travel budget, but we'll decide next month. But yeah, we'll do a Christmas party. Like I said, I got taken to the woodshed council meeting.
have a Hanukkah party too. Those Jewish people. Anyway,
It'd be a holiday party, Gary.
alright, any other items, anything anybody wants to bring up?
I have nothing else.
Good. Alright, we are, make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Perfect.
Dang it, I missed by 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
So we talk about